The reason why I started making these videos is that I kept receiving so many questions, and I want to share these insights with you. Today it's about time, and the question is, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? Might also be a question for you. What are you going to do with the rest of your life? And it doesn't matter what age you are. If you're 20, 25, 30, 50 or 60 years old, you're not going to be here forever. Your life has a deadline. So stop wasting your time. What do I mean by wasting your time? Spending your precious time on things that don't align with your values and your goals. And this could include toxic relationships, unfulfilling jobs, distractions like social media, or habits that don't serve our best lives. A few months ago, my wife Cindy told me, "You're turning 55 now. What are you going to do with your life?" And I kept thinking about that because it might seem like a long time. You know, I'm 55. Let's say within 20 years, I'm 75. 20 years feels like a long time. But it's only 20 summers. 20 summers. And Cindy, my wife, she asked me, "Are you gonna keep on working so many hours every week? Or do you want to spend more time on living your best life?" Did you ever read your own book, Master Your Mindset, Live a Meaningful Life? And it kept me busy because, I have to admit, maybe it's the right moment to take a break, to think about our lives, my life, your life. What are we gonna do with the rest of our life? And there's a beautiful quote of Gandalf, the wizard in The Lord of the Rings. At one moment he says,
"All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us."
And that's it. We only have to decide what we are going to do with the time that is left. But you never know how much time you have left in your life. What have you done over the past months with your time? The past year, the past 5 years? What have you done with your time? I'll tell you a story. I was in high school and I had a friend. His name was Chris. Chris and I, we lived in the same neighborhood. You know, same kind of houses, same kind of family, normal average family, normal average school, normal parents. But our fathers worked really hard and long. You know, when we had dinner at about 6 or 7 at night, our fathers were still at work, or they were in traffic jams and roadblocks, and they came home late. And Chris and I decided we would never be in traffic jams. We would never be in offices 9 to 5, 6, 7 o'clock, you know, working late hours, never be home, no time to have dinner with the family. That was not going to be our life. Then, a few years ago, we had a meeting with some guys from that same class. You know, I think it was about 30 years ago. And I met Chris. And I asked him, "Chris, how is your life? Do you have a fulfilling life, fulfilling relationship? Do you have a family? What kind of job? Do you have a business? Tell me about your life." And Chris was a little bit silent. And he told me, I have a 9 to 5 job. Most of the days I work late. I'm too late to have dinner with my kids and my wife at home. And I'm every day, every morning and every night stuck in traffic jams. And I asked him, "Chris, but we once, when we were young, made this decision. This would not be our life. What happened during your life? Where did it go wrong?" And he didn't know. He couldn't answer this question. And I asked him, "Chris, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?" And even on this question, he had no answer. Do you relate to this story? Are you a Chris? Did you have dreams when you were younger? You were visualizing, imagining a life, a fulfilling life with dreams and goals you wanted to achieve. And now one day you wake up, you realize you're stuck in the life you're living now. What happened? Is this the life you want to live? Or do you still have dreams? Do you still have goals you want to achieve? Again, the question, what are you going to do with the time that has been given to you? Life is too short to suffer, and remember, you are not going to be here forever. So you have to decide what you want to do with your time. Do you have your own rules? I have my own life rules. I made up these list of rules and I live by these rules. This is how I spend my time, how I live my life. It's very important to have your own rules of life. What do I mean by that? It's not that my life is only about me, but I am the person in the middle, in the center of my life. I am the most important person in my life, as you are the most important person in your life. And the rest of your life, your family, kids, your wife, your husband, your parents, your friends, they're all around you, maybe very close, but you are in the center. That's where you are in balance, and that's what we need in life. We need balance. Then it's very important that you decide what you want to do with your time. Not that you are being lived by other people, because you have to go to that birthday party. You have to meet that friend. You have to go to this meeting, even when you don't really feel like it. Do you understand what I mean? And it doesn't mean that you have to be unkind, unfriendly, but you have really to understand how valuable your time is, and that you have to decide how you want to spend your time, because every day the clock ticks. Your future is becoming shorter every day. Your life has a deadline, and you will notice that when you turn older. When I was 25, I thought I would be here forever. Now I'm 55, and I know within 15 years I'll be 70 years old. That feels pretty old. So you really have to be aware how you spend your time, what is important to you. So back to today's question, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? Make a list, write down a list. What is important to you? What are your goals? What do you want to do with the time you have left? Are you spending your time in a way that truly aligns with you, who you want to be? What would you regret not doing if you only had, let's say, 5 years left? Is your current lifestyle taking you closer or further from your dream? Very important to write down what you really want and take time to think it over. Because no matter how old or how young we are, each of us has a limited amount of time. And often we procrastinate on our dreams because we falsely believe we have plenty of time. And one more final question, maybe the most important question. Be honest to yourself. Do you have the feeling that you live your own life by your own rules, or are you being lived by other people, by circumstances, by whatever, and you're a victim of your life? You're a victim of time. Always too many things to do, too little time. And that will make you, I promise you, unhappy. And life is too short to suffer. Don't do it. Mark my words. I've always lived my life the way I wanted. I took responsibility. I chose to be a DJ on the radio. I chose to be a TV host. I sold my companies when I was 37. And I decided that I was going to live my long-time dream, living on a boat, sailing boat. I sailed the world for years because that was my dream. Although other people said I shouldn't do it, I was too young. And I'm so happy, I'm so glad I did. Because that period of my life will never come back. It was the most incredible period of my life. I was sailing, I was free, I was living my best life. I was spending my time the way I wanted. And then after, I started new businesses, I started my meditation moments app, I started writing books. I decided to do that. I took responsibility for my life. I decided how I wanted to spend my time. So can you. But you have to choose. You have to take responsibility and you have to choose what you really, truly want with the time that has been given to you. And it sounds so easy, I know, it sounds so easy. Do more of what makes you happy and don't do what you don't like. I know it's not always the case in our daily life, but try to be aware, live consciously, and try to spend your time the best you can. Make your own choices, set your own goals, stop wasting your time. I want to end this video with again the famous words of Gandalf from The Lord of the Rings. All we have to do is decide what to do with the time that is given to us.